Boys, the big finale tonight, our second finale in 1 week. What did you think of Peacemaker?
I enjoyed it. I mean, you know, I got to give it its credit. Like, it surmised everything kind of really well. The number of losses again was, well, I thought it was going to end up going high again. I was like, yo, do you guys even want a second season? But yo, they tied it up really well in the sense that gave us at least some character, maybe not a final character arc, but gave us a little solid character arc for Peacemaker. And
it did.
A little extras at the end of the episode that I really hope WB really starts taking advantage of and doing that.
Some fish porn, perhaps, with Aquaman, that's for sure. What about you, JP?
I enjoyed it. Kind of disturbing to see the cow had like a bunch of arms, like a giant caterpillar person. Frigging kaiju crazy thing, but I enjoyed it so much. The cameos and, you know, seeing the mom, like, after, like, she gets outed, like, oh, fuck.
Right.
By your own daughter, no less.
Yes. Well, the Suicide Squad has been revealed. That was a bit of a mind bender. The fact that she comes out at the end and says, this is the program and my mum ran it and need to investigate it. It was like, oh, okay, there's two movies in one show that's just been torpedoed. I think Amanda Waller will probably find her way around it.
Of course.
But there it is. It's been revealed. So that was, I can't say I saw that coming. But I guess it was the climax of the show. Is the bit that's kind of got me thinking. And that's when, you know, Goff the Butterfly gives the big speech. It's heartwarming. It's politically correct. It's all
I'll be honest
nice.
with you. I was like, there is nothing about this that would have made me change my mind. Like, we know you're on the same trajectory, so we want to do everything in our power to prevent you from doing it by completely taking over you. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, hold up. You talking about a dictatorship?
Yep.
I'm sorry. What?
They want to be our butterfly overlords.
Right. I was like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, this is where you go, tone makes bad things try and sound good. And it's like, no, this is terrible.
Yeah. She says the word make. We're going to make you. And that was to stop you from making the same mistakes as we did. And
you know what they say about good intentions?
Yeah. The road to hell is paved in good intentions.
Well, then later on, I can never say her name. Abu Dhabi. There you go. That's a Dubai reference.
Adebayo.
Kind of asks him, what were your thinking? What was your thing? You know, you're being a kind of this libertarian, and it is very libertarian. The choice he made was she was offering freedom for control, and he said, no, we're not going to take that. Which is, it's not just a libertarian thing, but that's the prime essence of libertarianism. And it's seen very peacemaker-ish, though. It's seen very much in character with who he is. Kind of bringing up again that question, is he a peacemaker? Like, doing what he did, was he promoting peace, or was he actually doing the thing he probably has always done, which has said, no, I'm going to say no to that, thinking I'm creating peace, but I'm actually going to avoid peace in expense of freedom? You know, it's just, I have no answer to that question. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an interesting point, because in some ways, at least in some ways at the end, he did leave the essence of what some peace is. But I think it always comes in the form of, it does create a ripple effect of chaos. So no, let's call it what it is. He's a peacemaker in the most colonist of senses.
Yeah, he's a contradiction. And if we had nothing else, that ending beautifully captured that contradiction.
Right.
But so then when she calls him out on that, he says, "I did it for my friends. I thought they were going to kill you afterwards, or I know they were going to kill you afterwards,"
Right.
which could have been right. I don't know where he got
No,
the idea.
it was 100% right because look, you had Vigilante who was down, and you already saw with
Harcourt.
With who?
Harcourt with the
Harcourt. That's right.
Yeah, with
Harcourt, like Goff was
true.
about to already go inside her whenever she was down. If Adebayo hadn't pulled her out, you would have seen it. I mean, and clearly the butterflies were still attacking after being attacked as well, and they tried to do that with Economos. Like, yeah, they were of course going to at least insert themselves in all of them if he had let them go.
So that, in a sense, is good for the story. I mean, the arc, as you were saying, really was about him finding friendship with this group, and each member of the group finding friendship with one another. So him defending them is very much in keeping with that arc. But then, so that was pretty cool. But of course, then the little bit afterwards is he's kept one of those butterflies alive. Remember,
he kept Goff. It's Goff.
And that is. Do you know it's Goff?
Yes, because that's the only one that he hangs with, and he never killed Goff whenever she floated outside of Song's body, like out of Sonya's body. He never killed her, and that was the big key.
So he hasn't closed the door on that, has he?
Right. Well, but that's the thing. The thing at the same time, they've killed the cow, so there's only so long that Goff can be around, unless they search and find an alternative to the honey, which they never did.
I think they will. They wouldn't I don't think there's a purpose, if they're not gonna find in season 2, they probably find something.
I don't know.
Or he's just cruel and just gonna let.
But here's the thing: if you find more food source for them, what stops them from starting off the whole invasion process again?
So, I think Goff is the only one left.
I would be surprised. I think she's the main one, but as we saw, like, the butterflies are everywhere. Butterflies come from everywhere, so it may not. They just might have gotten a massive group that was in that area, but not the entire population.
Yeah, we don't know, but their food source is gone.
Right.
Yeah.
So their days are numbered. But again, the gun keeps the door slightly ajar. Like, whatever we talk about, the logistics of the food and whatever, he has kept a little bit of a beating heart going in the butterfly community with Goff. And that whole, did he actually wipe out entire species? That's what I was thinking. I think a lot of us were thinking after he killed that cow and shot Goff. Has he killed that entire species off? Has he committed genocide? Which, let's face it, he probably did.
Well, I mean, if you go according to what his mantra is, he kind of sustained in what he said. He will kill everybody and any person in order to maintain peace. And in a lot of instances, while his character arc was rechanging the way that he perceived how he did it, at the same time, in taking out this cow, he's maintaining peace as it is, as we know it, but still not taking out Goff immediately. So it's kind of had his cake and ate it too in this weird way.
Did you feel sorry for the cow, boys? Did you feel sorry for the cow?
Yes.
Nah. I'm like Economos, man. No more kaijus, man. Like, why? Why are you so big? Why you gotta do this? Like, I don't even know what
he freaked out, didn't he?
When you think about it, that thing is essentially a slave to the butterfly. So I kind of feel sorry that it's dead, but I kind of feel relieved for the cow that,
it's
finally
out of its misery.
Yeah.
Farewell, kaiju cow. You've been put out of your misery. So how do we feel about the whole series then, boys? How do we feel about this Peacemaker? This, I guess, can we call it the first DCEU movie, TV show?
I think so. Yes. Yes. This is
coming
the first
from
DCEU show
with a couple of little cameos there. Very amusing.
That honestly, I'm not gonna lie. One, it gave me reason to be like, okay, seems like you guys are very serious about wanting to create something off of this, because the thing I liked about this show was it wasn't an origin of the DCEU. It's established in the DCEU. So, you know, like Suicide Squad is like, oh, we're just finding out things. In Man of Steel, you're just finding out things. In Aquaman, you're just finding out things. In this show, it's like, no, everything already exists. We're already well far into this hero sketch of it all. We're just trying to make an understanding of the world. So, like, to be able to already have the Justice League minus Batman in it is significantly helpful, and minus Cyborg. I don't know
that was Superman, Wonder Woman on the side, and then in the middle you had the Flash and Aquaman.
Yeah, so to actually have those actors do it, you're establishing a set point. Like in and of itself, you're establishing a point. So I enjoy it. I really enjoyed it for that. Like I said, it was the little bits and drops. Like Economos going, like, no more kaiju. Like, he's so tired of giant ones. So we're still referencing the Suicide Squad and everything. Like that. Yeah. So for this, I enjoyed it for that. I thought the overall show, it got better every episode. I will give them that. It did get genuinely better, because I was unsure the first episode, and the second episode, it was like, okay, cool. Third episode, entertaining, but like, it was, the jokes were still like not good. But I feel like by episode 5, like, the bad jokes were clearly not good, but they were meant to be not good. And then the good jokes were good. And then I think seeing Vigilante with the sword actually made me a lot more appeal to him again, because again, when he doesn't talk, he's probably one of the best characters on there. Yeah. Then when he talks, it's just like, this is a 40-60% chance of whether it's going to be good or not.
Yeah, they brought it home. I thought it came home really strong, I think, and that makes a big difference. That's, you know, to come home strong. It's better to come home strong than the other way around.
Right.
And we can talk about stuff like that later when it comes to WandaVision and all that kind of stuff, because we're soon going to be talking about Multiverse of Madness.
What's your guys' final thoughts on it? Oh, man, I just said something.
JP?
What's your final thoughts on Peacemaker?
Yeah, I enjoyed it so much. I loved how they're finally doing world building, like connecting everything together, like especially with Peacemaker's comments here and there about the other heroes, like how he has all these remarks and tiny stories, like with Aquaman, he's a fish fucker or something, shit like that.
Yeah, I always thought so.
I'm interested to see what they're going to do with the Green Arrow movie, because at the same time, they're also implying they're basically putting the little Easter eggs of what they want to show eventually.
See, I think my feeling with this is that because of the nature of the show, very humorous premise, very humorous references to other characters, they've done something I think which is very clever, which is they've touched on all these elements, Batmite and all this stuff. But if they don't follow up on it, you're not going to be too worried about it, because it was all done in fun. The humorous, light nature of the references, even at the end, that was just a gag, right? The fact that they come along late and then basically Peacemaker tells them to get lost.
That was so funny.
But whilst being funny and being light, it still gives it. Yeah, I think one of you guys said it centered it. It kind of still brought it together. It says, hey, look, this still exists. This is still happening. This is still happening, but it doesn't lock anything in.
Let's remind our friends to please click on the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you know when we have new videos out.
Subscribe!
Die. Oh, die.